We have another trade, and based on how reporters and NBA podcasters, etc., were talking about this, it seemed like it was brewing for a minute. But the Miami Heat are trading Kyle Lowry and a protected 2027 first-round pick to the Charlotte Hornets for Terry Rozier, who is having one of the more underrated seasons in the NBA. It's a career year for Terry Rozier, and somebody that I have been a fan of for a long time now. And I just think this trade is great for the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat just simply will not die. If you're a fan of another contender, this should really annoy you. The Heat are on a 3-game losing streak right now, but they have been treading water, dealing with all the injuries and all that. The fact that they are 5 games over 500 is still really good. But now the Heat have acquired a player that kind of just fills all the needs they have been looking for. Downhill attacking juice, some athleticism, a point of attack defender with Rozier. Even though he's 6'1", he has a really long wingspan. And I imagine now that he is entrenched in the hashtag Heat culture, he is going to, turn it up defensively. Even though last year Charlotte was one of the better defensive teams in the NBA. Not so much this year, but just somebody with pull-up shooting, passing, off-the-dribble three-point shooting, somebody who is not scared to take big shots in big moments. I know the Hornets weren't in a lot of playoff scenarios, but the Hornets were in a good amount of close games during Terry Rozier's 4.5 seasons with the Hornets, which is kind of crazy that he's been there for that long. But in big games, he'll always have no problem taking big shots. And this is just perfect all over. He could play off ball, on ball. The dribble handoff game with Bam Adebayo, I imagine, is really going to be something to watch. The Heat just added another weapon to, give them some half-court juice in terms of offense. Kyle Lowry, he was a steady vet. They started him, but you just got a big offensive upgrade with this. Now I'm just imagining a closing lineup of Terry Rozier, Jimmy Butler, Bam, Jaime Jaquez, Tyler Hero. Just a lot of combinations the Heat can run with now. And the fact that they only had to give up one first-round pick means that they can do more business potentially down the road in future seasons. So I like this move by Miami. On the Hornets side, you obviously get a pick out of this, and we will see what happens with Kyle Lowry. Will they be able to flip him? I'm not so sure contenders are exactly lining up to trade for Kyle Lowry's $30 million salary. So we will see if the Hornets will try to take this to the deadline and try to make a deal. But I imagine Lowry is going to be a buyout candidate. And Bobby Marks brought this up on Twitter, but first and second apron teams would not be able to sign Kyle Lowry. Apron teams are not allowed to sign a player that was waived during the regular season that had a pre-existing salary of nearly $12.5 million. So obviously Kyle Lowry meets that criteria. So the list of teams: Golden State, the Clippers, Boston, Milwaukee, Phoenix, Miami, Denver. Those teams would not be able to sign Kyle Lowry. Bring him home, Sixers.